Eclipse Cinemas Bundoran, flying high to bring you the best films in Ireland. Eclipse
Well, folks, he's back to his regular Thursday, and I hope you enjoyed your Wednesday or your Thursday off last week. Collie, very good afternoon to you and good evening.
Thank you very much. Yes, I had a great time. Was out with people at gigs, went to Billy Bragg, went to the Book of Mormon, went to see Self-Esteem. I'm way too old for 3 concerts.
Yeah, definitely.
3 shows in about 6 days. I am knackered. But no, but we're doing okay. But it was great to just be out and about, and we're all very careful, and passes were checked and so on. So I was very pleased about that, because I'm a safety sergeant. I'm one of those people. But it was all good, and it was great to be out. But it's also great to be back. It was great to get back into the cinema today in this wild weather we're having. I don't know about down around you, but up in Bundoran, that it feels like the house is about to lift off. And there's something like, it was a bit like that this morning when I snuck into the cinema to watch a movie on my own, and I can feel the rattling. And I always enjoy that. It's like lying in bed, you know, when you hear the wind outside. I'm like that in the cinema. I can hear a bit of rain outside, and I go, I am where I want to be.
Absolutely. Great movies this week. You got a new movie, Spencer's in there, Cry Macho, and Ghostbusters is back in Afterlife. But you're going to kick off with what?
Well, I'll just mention that since he's brought it up. That movie actually doesn't open to next Thursday. So we'll be live on air and we'll be reviewing it next Thursday. But because the way these things are done now, the tickets go on sale earlier because, you know, people are booking online. You don't have to book online, but it is smart for all the new releases. And I saw some of the tickets were going already. So I thought we should mention it now. So we're not on next Thursday and say, oh, it's showing today. And people go, Collie, you never mentioned that. So Ghostbusters, it's kind of the next generation of Ghostbusters. The old people are going to be involved in it, but it's a new story with new kids and so on. And it looks really good fun. And Paul Rudd just voted the world's sexiest man. And even better, Irish Central, as usual, went, you know, he used to go on holidays in Ireland, which basically makes him Irish. So fair play to them. So that's next Thursday. But I suppose we've 2 big movies this week. And one of the things that's interesting, I love when there's contrast. And last week was all superheroes and that sort of stuff. And we've kind of a couple of grown-up movies, actually, for the next few weeks, Ghostbusters aside, because we've some other we've The House of Gucci and other, you know, more adult-orientated movies coming up. But the 2 this week, I think we'll start with Spencer. And this is, of course, Princess Diana's story. Now, like a lot of modern movies, it's not a biopic. It's not pretending to say this is what she was when she was a little girl and then she met Charles and this is what happens on. This is telling the story by just taking 3 days of her life. The Christmas she spent at Sandringham, where supposedly she decided, I've had enough of this. I'm going to divorce him, and all the ramifications that would come with this. Now, it is, of course, a fictionalized story. Look, The Crown is a fictionalized story, even if it does have a lot of inside information. But this is more their imagination of how it went. And one of the things that was really surprising about it was the casting of American actress Kristen Stewart, best known probably for Twilight, is Princess Diana. And I must admit, when I first heard it, I went, huh? But then I started seeing the clips and I thought, maybe this is a work of genius after all. I think we've got a clip and you might just hear a bit of her accent here.
Oh, here we go.
Is she here yet?
Not yet, ma'am, no.
Then she's late.
Yes, she is late.
Your Royal Highness.
Mummy!
Family are all gathered in the drawing room. They are waiting.
3 days. That's it.
They're getting quite serious about you. So stand very still and smile a lot. They know everything.
They don't. Do you want to be the queen?
I'll be your mum. Here, in this house, there is no future. Past and the present are the same thing. Diana, they can't change. You have to change.
You have to be able to do things you hate.
That you hate.
There has to be 2 of you. There's the real one and the one they take pictures of. Diana, for the good of the country.
For the country. You know, I really like things that are simple, ordinary, or things that are real. There's no hope for me. Not with them. Fight them. Fight them. You are your own weapon.
I hope she says more than that.
Yeah, it was not the most talky clip we picked. We'll fix that in the video.
Yeah, okay.
People who are interested, go back and watch the video on Facebook afterwards. But one of the things that I thought about this, and even for a younger generation who weren't born when Princess Diana died, she was the most famous woman in the world, and everyone knows what she sounded like, and particularly that sort of quite a mannered action, you know, the way she tilted her head and the way she carried herself. I think everyone listening will know exactly what I mean. And to get that without just doing an impression, you know, not like stand-up comedians doing an impression, that to be an actor without just copying people is really difficult. And Kirsten Stewart is particularly highly tipped for an Oscar for this one. Now, it only becomes available. They send you the codes. There's always a sign that they're hyped up about it. It only unlocks tonight. So I haven't seen this one yet, but I have been watching the trailer and reading the reviews, and everyone says this is something different. And you might go, oh, well, I've been watching The Crown. I've seen all this. But no, it's a different take. And a lot more about the sort of claustrophobia of the situation she was in, and also quite a lot about the bulimia that she suffered from. And even though we're in the northwest of Ireland and traditionally, you know, maybe not so interested in the British royal family, I think this is a story that is international. It is worldwide. It goes beyond that. It's the story of a woman trapped by her circumstances. And I think that is something, whether you're very wealthy or not so wealthy, that this is a situation that revolves around, or people can associate with. And I think we've got more phone calls about when this was coming out than we did with any of the superhero movies, because I think it's a different audience and I think people can relate to it. So I'm really looking forward to watching this myself. It opens tomorrow, and I would say for the next couple of nights, definitely book on in advance or give us a call, because it's going to be busy.
Okay, right. We've one more. Cry Macho. This is Clint Eastwood back again.
Clint Eastwood is back again. You know, I think he said it was his last movie in sometime around the late 80s. But now as a kid, I was a huge Clint Eastwood fan. I always loved him. Even watching movies that I like The Outlaw Joseph West, that I really didn't get at the time. But he was just such a fixture of our life. And I loved Every Which Way But Loose and so on. So I'm always interested in what Clint has to do and say. Now, when I started watching this movie this morning, the first 20 minutes or so, I was going, oh no, I don't want to give out about Clint. I don't want to come on the radio and moan, because everyone wants something good to see. Because there is no doubt about it. We talk about the elephant in the room. For the role that it is, Clint is almost certainly too old. He's 91, and I've nothing against watching a 91-year-old man on the screen, far from it. But the role is really meant to be somebody in maybe their late 60s. And you can see by the way he walks and, you know, you're just going, oh, this is going to take me out of it. And yeah, first the relationship with the young boy. He's sent across the border to Mexico to rescue his old boss's son. He's an old rodeo hero who has had a bad life. His wife and kid were killed. He's down on his luck. And you're just going, Clint is just, he doesn't look 91, but he does look a good, 81. And the woman he meets, she's way too young for him and so on. And I was just thinking, I'm not going to like this. And I'm going to have to moan. And about half an hour in, I went, oh, I'm starting to really enjoy this. And then, by about an hour, I went, the old codger has done it. He has sucked me into this. I really care how this is going to work out. And some people have said, some of the reviews have said it's slow. I don't think it is slow, but it is slow paced. And the difference is it's a story taking its time, because it's a road trip. They're driving all through Mexico, and the scenery and the silences are as much part of the movie as opposed to nothing's happening. It's just things sometimes happen in the silences. And let's face it, Clint always, the man with no name, but let's face it, a lot of movies, he didn't do a whole lot of dialogue. And even now he just goes, a lot of times. But if you loved Clint, you will enjoy this movie.
Okay, well, I love Clint.
It's lower. I think you'd like this movie.
I love Clint.
Just know what you're getting into. Yeah.
Okay, well, your tickets giveaway earlier on. We had the lines open since 4, and we do have a winner. And our ticket winner, who's going to be heading on to see one of those movies in the Eclipse Cinema, is Byron Doherty in Kinloch. Well done, Byron. Well done indeed.
Well done.
Okay. Well done. That's all we got. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Have a good week at the movies.
Can't wait. Talk to you then. Bye.